tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster.
Dalek, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them? Hello. I'm the doctor.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my camera's gone. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. I am doing particularly spiffy. We've got too much stuff to talk about today. I'm just going over the stuff I want to go over. I'm like, oh, there's no way. Right. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover everything. It's cray. I will endeavour to and do my best. There's a lot going down, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot going down. It's what I have to tell you. See Mission Impossible tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Look, I actually printed out my ticket because I'm an old fart, and we got them half price. Not because we're old farts, it's because my daughter's a teacher, and so she got a discount. So I'm seeing Mission Impossible tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Right? Bam, bam, ba-da-da. Now I'm seeing it for several reasons. I hope it's good. Right? That's where I really hope it's good. Because I love the Mission Impossible movies. I mean, they're fantastic, right? Right up there with the Bond movie franchise, I think. It's very sad that this is the final one. I always hoped they would have groomed a successor to take over him. So I'm seeing it for several reasons. One, I've seen them all, right? I've seen them all. So yeah, it's a bit of a stupid reason. And I've enjoyed them all, right? If you've never seen them, Archie Connor's not here, right? He issued them like, no Jim Phelps, not me, right? It's rebooted somewhat. I understand they had John Voight playing Jim Phelps in the first one, who turned bad, right? Which I understand most people didn't like, right? But the first one, yeah, I would recommend starting the third one, which is J.J. Abrams when it was really good still, right? J.J. Abrams when he still went, oh, J.J. Abrams? Yeah, I'll check that out. In fact, that was the beginning of his ascendance. That was a particularly good one. It had what's the guy's name? He died of a drug overdose. Philip Seymour Hoffman as the bad guy, and it was great. And one of the best pre-title sequences ever. Right. I really had a good suspense one. So that was a real character building one because it was all about Tom Cruise's character falling in love and getting married and being a spy at the same time. Right. So and it was again a really good, solid villain, solid story. And I mean, let's get the trailer because it looked beautiful. Right. It looked absolutely beautiful. Impossible 3 trailer. Look at that one. Came right up straight away. Bam, bam, banana. Is this the one? Here we go. It's a short trailer, which I kind of like. Which means you'll get all the best bits straight away. Man, 19 years old now. This movie. Time flies. There you go. Mission Impossible 3. Oh, Archie Connor's there. I just talked to you. Yes, I did. Oh, yeah. And also, one thing I liked about this one it was the MacGuffin was literally called a rabbit's foot. Like it didn't matter whatsoever. It was a means to get awesome action scenes in.
Agent confirmed.
Stand by to go live. On my mark.
5.
You have a wife, girlfriend?
4.
Yeah, I mean, this music, some things are just perfect.
3.
Whoever she is, I'm going to find her.
2.
I'm going to hurt her.
1.
He was such a good villain, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And then I'm going to kill you right in front of her.
What are you not telling me?
Yeah, because there was a problem, because he actually did have somebody he loved in this one. Thandie Newton was in the second one as a thief, so she was pretty darn good.
Execute.
Yeah, this is one of the few series that actually these little montages deliver. You get them on the screen. Oh, Kerry Russell in that. That was a really good scene. She was this spy at Iraq. Oh, she was great in it.
Such a nice car.
And there was this. They basically broke into the Vatican to kidnap someone, with the mask, the whole thing. But there's a bit where the Asian woman in red parks out, and she gets out, and her skirt falls apart, and her leg extends out. It was beyond sexual. It was just beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Do it. It's a hunt.
Oh, I forgot Ron Fishburne with it. Yeah, real stakes. John Cruise is just great.
I know it's hunt.
You'll never get what you want! You don't think I'll do it?
That was a great shot as well. So yeah. I mean, that was great. But then the next one wasn't as good in my opinion. But the third one was where the series really starts. Right? You can watch the first two. They actually hold up. I have to tell you, I watched Mission Impossible 1 about a year ago. I was like, damn, that's a good movie. I was surprised. I remember it was being a bit shit. Right? And Mission Impossible is a bit 90s. Let's just say that. And so Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 4 is much darker, but has a really good pre-title sequence where he's in a Russian jail, right? And he's being broken out. But the bit I like about it is when they finally get him out of jail at the end of the sequence, he goes, light the fuse, and they light it, and it goes into the titles, and they go, let's get the trailer for that one up. Mission Impossible 4. Right, that one had the Kremlin blow up in it, which I thought was really, really cool. Oh, was that that Kremlin? It was the one where in India as well. Am I getting mixed up? I don't know. Hang on. Doink. Here it comes. Maybe it was the one blew up with the Kremlin, and it was in India. I can't remember. Hang on. Ghost Protocol, though, right? And they don't mention his his lady love in it until right at the end when they mention it a little bit. I forgot. Was a plot point, but it all kind of draws together at the end.
An hour ago, a bomb blew up the Kremlin.
Oh, right. Yeah, this was stunning. I mean, they just really... It's a series that's always delivered. Now, the drawback was this, though. The bad guy was a nutty nuclear scientist, right? And he had a big fight with Tom Cruise at the end. And he was just like, well, it's just a nuclear scientist. So Tom Cruise is going to kick his ass. There's no question. They should have had him like ex-assassin. They had like one scene of him doing something. That's why in Gladiator, I listened on the director's commentary. I listened to Ridley Scott talk about it. There was a scene near the beginning where it had Joaquin Phoenix training, right? And it was like, so showing that he was good at sword play and stuff like that. So, he was a credible opponent to Russell Crowe, right? So, but they put that scene in for that very reason. They should have done something to build up the villain. But again, it's this. I think I prefer the third one to this one. Hang on.
The president has initiated ghost.
Oh God, this is awesome! Right. This is awesome. So this guy's the secretary. If you're caught or what was it? If you're caught or captured, the secretary will disavow you. That's the guy's going to disavow you, right? And so you have this bit towards the beginning where he's getting his mission, and then I'm not going to spoil it. You haven't seen it.
The entire IMF has been disavowed. Now I've been ordered to take you to Washington, where they will hang the Kremlin bombing on you and your team, unless you were to escape after assaulting Brandt and me. But if anyone of your team is caught, they will be branded terrorists, out to incite global nuclear war.
I can't remember. Oh, wait a minute. I think I can't miss out the plot point for this trailer.
So what happens now?
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
So, what's the play?
Okay, I'm going to spoil it. It's towards the beginning. It's like, he says, your mission. Is there another trailer? I can't believe that. If you choose to accept it. And then suddenly, there's a hail of bullets go through the car. And it goes off into the river, right? And so then it's you have Tom Cruise saying, the secretary is dead. Dang, dang. That's the trailer I like. Hang on. Although, yeah, they were trying to bring what's his name in as a replacement at this point. It just didn't really work, apparently.
Cadillacs, the bills, coop the bills, bring dead rims, yeah, stupid wheels, girl, I'm super real, lose it tooth and nail, try to fight it, try to deny it.
Oh, the guy from Lost was in it as well, but totally wasted. He would have been great doing a Mission Impossible TV show. I don't like this trailer. It's annoying me. And now it's not playing. Okay, fine. Go. So the best one was the sixth one. Let me see if we can find the other trailer. The other is way better. Is this it? I think it must be it. This must be it. Oh no, press the wrong button. Here, we'll try that again. Doink. Here we go. That again. Why would they have any other trailer than the one good one that I'm thinking of? It's not downloaded yet. Really? Come on, you can do it. Anyway, so that's then the fifth one. What's the fifth one then? The sixth one was with Henry Cavill. I mean, unless that's the fifth one. Here, I say let's do a Mission Impossible 5 trailer. I'll wait for Mission Impossible 4 trailer to download. Oh, Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation. That's another excellent one. That one had him hanging off the side of a plane in real life, right? That was incredible, right? That one, it kind of like beat for beat delivered everything you could possibly want from a movie at the exact moment you wanted it, right? It's so this I will say is up there one of the best. Hang on. So I'll say 5 is better than 3, right? And 6 is better than 5. 6 is awesome. 6 is crazily awesome, right? But we'll get to that in a second. Oh yeah, Ghost Protocol. Is this the one I wanted? Yeah, I know.
Com check. We're live.
I do like they had this Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames they've been a good steady tempo through the series.
What the hell is that?
Abort.
I mean, it really was an incredible sequence.
It was a setup.
The Russians are classifying this as an undeclared act of war. The blame points to you and your team. The president has initiated Ghost Protocol.
Right, now this is the trailer.
IMF has been disavowed.
So what happens now?
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Yeah, this is awesome.
The secretary is dead.
Dun, dun.
The four of us are all that remains of the IMF. No safe house, no support or extraction. Everyone connected with this man is an asset with valuable information.
I mean, this sounds like the pitch for the movie.
We come back with our target, or we don't come back.
And how do you propose that we do that?
We take him out.
Yeah, we take her out, but, you know, discreetly.
Discreetly.
Oh yeah, this is the one that had the sands. Okay, again, it's so well done. Like, they ratchet the tension up, and it's so well done, right? Which is why I'm going to go see it. Because I don't think it's going to be that great, but man, there's the scene where he has to like jump out of a window and he misses right where he's aiming for. It's in the tallest building in the world, or was then, as a sandstorm coming. It's just fantastic. It's every beat of it is like you're going, oh, what's going to happen next? Oh God, I love these movies.
This operation is over before it even begins.
Would you care to explain yourself, Brandt?
What is that name of that guy? They really wanted him to take over. Hawkeye, whatever his name is.
Who are you really?
We all have our secrets. Don't we, Ethan?
Yeah, okay. You know who will be great at headlining this series? And they should have brought him in like 2 movies ago to take over? John Boyega. John Boyega would be awesome at this.
We all have our secrets. Don't we, Ethan?
Oh, I think at the end of 4, you kind of see his wife at the end, and 5, they explain what happened.
Okay, this is a slight wrinkle. We're going to have to go into the server room from the outside.
We?
I'm on the computer.
And honestly, I just love that he does all these stunts in real life. It blows my mind. Right, which is one of the reasons I've seen the movie. He worked so bloody hard, right? He worked so hard. So that was so Rogue Nation is it's exactly the same. They're disavowed all again, and he's on the right. It's exactly the same, different story, but exactly the same. But they introduce a great villain, right? And they introduce Rebecca. What's her name? From Silo. Not Rebecca Wilson. Silo stars Rebecca Ferguson, right? And she is great. There's such a great fight sequence at the beginning, right? Where I'll show you the clip. That Tom Cruise is all tied up, right? And she comes in and she like subtly shows him she has the key, and it's such a good fight. Like he has to like ship in. Let's see if it's in the trailer.
The IMF is uniquely trained and highly motivated. Specialist without equal, immune to any countermeasures. But it is an agency of chaos. The time has come to dissolve the IMF. Now, I want you to choose your next words very carefully.
Oh, man, I forgot about this. Okay, so when he gets his like mission, right? Whatever, he's in this record store in London. Now you go into a booth to listen to the records where he gets his briefing. Right, said, normally, Mr. Hunt will be telling you what your mission is now, but we have infiltrated the IMF. We are, you cannot find us, you cannot stop us. And he can't get out, and there's smoke filling up the little room he's in, right? And at the same time, this like young 19, 20-year-old agent is who like showed him where like she's super green, just showed him, pointed him in the right direction. The bad guy's like pointing a gun at her. He's like trying to desperately bash break through the glass, which he can't do. And again, really builds up the villain well. These are just well-made movies. They really are.
Where is Hunt?
Last I heard, he was tracking the syndicate.
How come
There
the
you go,
CIA
that's the
has never
scene.
discovered any intel regarding this syndicate?
Do you want the polite answer or the truth?
Rebecca Ferguson is such a great actress. If you haven't seen Silo, there's 2 seasons of it on Apple Plus. It's 100% worth a month subscription to watch it. It's a lot of good stuff on Apple Plus. But I love her. She is a great actress, right? In this movie, she's able to convey like so much information by like moving her eyebrow, right? It's really bad. She's very, very good for like her physicality. She kind of matches Tom Cruise in the stunt stuff.
We've never met before, right?
Follow me.
Betty.
And they do get all the spy stuff really, really good.
Ethan, where are you?
The Syndicate is real. A rogue nation trained to do what we do.
An anti-IMF.
Yeah, it's very... I mean, like, again, this is not Andor, right? This is not intricate political machinations. But I'm rewatching Andor. I love it so much more now. Oh, my God. It's really ignited me a new love of Star Wars, which I haven't had for years and years and years, right? I'm really digging it.
Here I come.
They're coming after us with everything they've got.
You ready?
This may very well be our last mission.
And that's just a trailer fodder, right? Which again, all this is somewhat like a very sophisticated version of American wrestling. It's all theater.
Let's make it count.
So what's the play?
You want to bring down the syndicate? It's impossible.
It's about half hour too long though, this movie, which is something that bugs a lot of Mission Impossible movies. Yeah, I mean, great chases, great action, and like a compelling plot that like drives through. But the characters are really good.
How do you know we can trust her?
Desperate times. Desperate measures.
You have your seatbelt on? You asking me that now?
Oh, hey, boys, what did I miss? Ethan?
This was the opening where he literally hangs off the side of a plane. It's crazy.
Benji! Open the door! Open the door! Yeah, I'm trying. Oh my God!
I just love that he'll do that. Frankly, right? Yes, okay. I don't care. The movie's not great. You've just done that to earn my money. I'm going. Okay, yes. And he was still acting. But the best one, I mean, hands down, I mean, really, really, like one that it's worth seeing 3, 4, and 5, so you can appreciate 6 more. 6 is the pinnacle of the Mission Impossible movies, right? I fear that's how it's going to stay. Hang on a second. Did I not download the trailer? No, I didn't. Hang on. Mission Impossible 6 trailer. Doink. 6 is the pinnacle of the Mission Impossible movies, by far. Right? Fallout. Is this the one? Okay, official trailer. Here we go. Yeah, again, Henry Cavill's in it. He's an ally at first, but he's basically a villain. This is why they had to CGI his lip for Superman or Justice League, right? Do you remember that? Oh, man, that was embarrassing. I didn't plan any of this. I'm just like, I got so much stuff to get to, and this was just like a side thing.
Your mission.
Yeah, I like they bring back the villain from the last one in this one.
Should you choose to accept it.
No, this one's. I mean, it's great plot. Henry Cavill is fantastic in it. There's a fight sequence in this that's one of the best fight sequences I've seen on film. It is fabulous. Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill versus this Asian dude. It's crazy in a bathroom. It's absolutely crazy. I really, really liked it, right? But also, this one really ties into the rest of the series. Like, you find out what happened to his wife, ex-wife, and stuff like that.
I wonder, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming. And the blood will be on your hands.
Again, he was a really good villain in the last one, also great in this one.
Out of all your good intentions.
You had a terrible choice to make in Berlin. One life over millions. And now the world is at risk.
This is the CIA.
I also want a great pre-title sequence as well.
CIA's mission. If he had held on to the plutonium, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I think in the first 10 minutes, you get a full episode of classic Mission Impossible, essentially.
His team would be dead.
Yes, they would. That's the job.
And yeah, there's another great sequence in this where Tom Cruise is pretending to be a bad guy, but you see, like, you get to see a lot of his character through it, right? I do get the feeling that Ethan Hunt is an idealized version of Tom Cruise to a great extent. Do you remember a few years ago, 5 years ago, when they're filming this and he was screaming at people during COVID, like, no, we're all going to lose our jobs. People can't afford it. The industry's going to collapse, right? So it sounded like Ethan Hunt, right? It sounded like his character in Mission Impossible because it's basically him.
You don't understand what you're involved in.
You need to walk away.
Please don't make me go through you.
How many times has Hunt's government betrayed him, disavowed him, cast him aside? How long before a man
And look, Rebecca Ferguson looks darn good in leather as well.
like that has had enough?
Ethan, that's not who we are.
Yeah, that's that fight. It's fabulous.
Maybe we need to reconsider that.
Kind of like the Daniel Craig fight scene where he gets his 00 status. Oh, and what's the name to it? Vanessa Kirby, is that her name? She turns up in this one. She's fantastic as well, right? Oh, I'm so bummed out that Henry Cavill's in that Fantastic Four movie.
So, how is he?
Oh, you know, same old Ethan.
I remember going to cinema to see this. I was with my wife, maybe with my wife and kids, and she said I didn't blink during the whole movie. It's a really Mission Impossible 6 is fantastic. Oh!
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
Yeah, that was good. Again, I really think they should have done a kind of prestige TV version. I think Josh Holloway, who was in the fourth one or whatever, it would have been great to front that. Anyway, so those members are part of the reason why I'm going to say it. The other reason I'm going to say it is again how incredibly hard Tom Cruise is working to sell this movie, right? Which I'm just so impressed with, right? Let's see what this is. Got a bunch of these little clips. You coming? Yeah, all these stunts are like live. It's crazy with the stuff he does in this movie.
I'm on your line. Come on, check. Like, see you down there.
There's better stuff than that. Hang on. But that's pretty darn good. Hang on. Now I've got to go through my clips. She cried. No, where was it? Maybe I put it in the wrong folder. No, not that. I thought I had a bunch more stuff. I'll find it as soon as I finish the stream. I'll be like, oh, it's there. It's right in front of me. Well, there's. Oh, here we go.
Tom does not do Le Petit Premier, a live orchestra on those famed red steps, playing the Mission Impossible theme, just big.
I mean, yeah, this is out there. This is a great example of why I'm so impressed. Look how they're promoting this movie. Everybody should stop and pay attention and see this is how you promote a movie, right? You don't say, oh no, we hate the president, right? No. Just be feel good. You want to be everything about this be totally feel good time, right? Which is what they're. So yeah, they got the trailer up there. They're on all these TV shows, right? And they're just being upbeat and happy, right? This is how you sell a movie, right? Don't whine that your president, your presidential candidate will win, right? And the way he interacts with the fans is fantastic, right? It genuinely fantastic. Yeah, he's just got a way of like he's releasing this movie, and he wants to make everybody feel special for going to see this movie, right? He sold me going to see the movie, right? Because this is what's good. Just look how well they're saying. He's always smiling. It's always upbeat. Nothing's ever dour. Nothing's ever, a bummer. Look at this. You want a great time? See you at the movies, right? It's exactly what everybody else should be doing. Look, yeah, showing me why I want to see this movie. The crazy shit you do to do. And I'm so pumped. This is a lot. Maybe they couldn't find somebody crazy enough to do this stuff. Oh man, he is cracking on. But I would really love that. I mean, again, I know I don't mind they're all Hollywood douchebags right now. You know why? I got a smile on my face. It's making me happy. Oh, bread and circuses. That's really it. I mean, oh, Hollywood's so stupid. They really are. Yeah, his this is I showed this bit before, but where is this? All right, this is from the London premiere.
Hey, the whole world. We cannot wait to share Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning with you all. Now, light the fuse.
He really, really, really wants you to go see this movie. He really, really... okay, Tom. I'm pretty sure it's going to be not great. I mean, like, it's a great compliment and also a tragedy that he's the last real movie star, right? Here we go. Again, this is fantastic. Like interacting with people.
I knew you'd come up to it. I knew you'd come up and talk to it.
You know, even if he's lying and being a douchebag, I don't give a shit. He's pretending, and he's doing the right thing. Look, smiling, happy. You're selling me a good time. You know, don't lecture me about the rights of fucking men, especially all rights of women with penises.
You really jumped out of airplane?
Wait till you see this, like, hang. Look at that.
Okay, if I ever meet Tom Cruise, I'm going to ask him this story because I think it's true. Right, years ago, before I became a rabbi, I was a fresh-faced young youth. I lived in Bushey, right? And our local blockbusters, Bushey High Street. I knew, the woman who ran it because, I was a big stoner. Would always go to the video shop. Oh, I missed the video shop. It was fun. I liked it, right? So apparently, Tom Cruise, who was living near there at the time, because that's near a bunch of studios, I think. And so he came in, but he didn't have ID. And he said, "But you can't rent a movie." I'm like, so he pulls out, A Few Good Men or whatever it is, and look, it's me! It's Tom Cruise! Can I take the... No. I really believe that story is true. If ever me, that's one of the first things I'll ask him.
That's real.
That's insane. That was fun.
And that's nothing compared to what it should be moving.
So this is the last one?
It's called the final.
I don't want it to be
final.
I'll watch your movie at 40X.
It's going to shake you up.
Then he's just been pleasant and smiley. Right? That's it! That's all we want! How hard is this? How hard is this? Really? Really? You can't say anything without crying about Donald Trump. No, look what he's doing. That's what you need to be doing. Hollywood, this is your template in everything.
Grab a couple more buckets of popcorn.
So that's what I'm going to see. Mission. Shall we grab the trailers we're here? Mission Impossible. 7 was really disappointing. Sadly, right? I really, really, really loved all of them, but it was just way too long. It was just really, really just way too long, and it ended on a bummer, right? That's the thing. Mission Impossible movies that lead to make you feel good at the end of it, right? Because it ended on a cliffhanger, right? Now, when Back to the Future did that, they did it perfectly because they resolved the cliffhanger 2 to 3 months later and had a trailer of a super fun adventure in the Old West, right? So that, if you remember back. And then, again, blockbusters. We got Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2 came out on video the week before, not even DVD, the week before Back to the Future 3 came out. That's how you do it, Tom. That's how you do it. But, look, he's working so hard to sell this to me. I can't. And he's really, even though the last one was shit, sadly it was in many ways.
You can't
that's all real. I think what kills it a little bit, I think this all takes place in like a VR reality, right? There's a bit like, I deny this reality.
How physically punishing it was for Tom to be on the wing. The wind distorts your vision. It's almost impossible to breathe.
How does he stay on? I just saw a wire. But still, that's just insane. I mean, he better end soon because you can only do this stuff so much. And he's how old is he, in his 60s now? Right? I'm like, Tom, take it easy, baby. Take it easy. Fine. I'm going to end this segment. We'll have we'll look at the trailer. Is that the most recent one? And then we'll get to the chat. Oh, man, I really wanted to get to Trump with the South African guy. That was incredible. No, I'm not going to do it. It's like I'm 40 minutes in already. But that was incredible. I'm kind of looking for the doctor being over so I have more time to talk about other stuff like this, right? This was nice. Right, this was a nice change from Doctor Who. But I do have a lot of Doctor Who stuff to talk about, though.
This can't all be true.
Every word.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 hours 45 minutes long, which I just think is too long.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Right, so that was from the first one, and I know they tied
By reading this correctly, the criminal.
Wait, is that what's his name? I can't remember his name from Parks and Rec. Fabulous actor.
The Kremlin bombing.
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing. That was just 2 months ago.
I mean, Ken, the only thing going against this trailer is that the last one wasn't very good.
This explains the handcuffs. It's still not clear why he's here. If we want to bring the world back from the brink, we have to deal with him. Should he choose to accept?
Smart people on every side are close to panicking. What exactly is?
So this is guy from Severance, isn't it? Right, I saw he's promoting the movie as well.
Your plan.
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan. All your secrets compromised. Everything
I mean, this does look like a fun few hours at the movies, though, I have to tell you.
you are, everything you've done, has come to this. You gave him an aircraft carrier?
And again, I don't think that's CGI, baby. I think he just did that.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. This was your calling, your destiny.
What do you reckon he dies in this one? Because this is, I think this is the last one. It'll be such a bummer. Don't do it, Tom. Don't do it. Again, see that smiley face? That's what we want. We want to feel like we're going to have a good time.
I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
So I guess I'll talk about that on Sunday, right? Because I guess we'll talk about Doctor Who on Saturday. Bummer that is. Anyway, yeah. Man, okay, 40 minutes on that. That was very unintended. Oh, there's so much other stuff to go over. I'm a bad rabbi. Where is it? Where's the latest one? It was this one? Yeah, here we go. I think. Is this the right thumbnail? Yes, it is. How you doing, ladies? Yes. This is, I think, one of the greatest thumbnails of all time. If you're going to do an episode called Wish World, the rabbi says it should look something like this. And the rabbi's right, ladies and gentlemen. The rabbi is correct on this one. Doctor Who's End of Days, but will it be the end of the queer era? There's actually hope. I'm going to give you some. I'm actually optimistic right now. I'll tell you. I'll do the chat now. I'm going to tell you why I'm optimistic. I mean, other than watching this thumbnail, which is just fabulous, right? Absolutely fabulous. Let's get to the chat, though, ladies and gentlemen. 5. Okay, just turn the chat. It says, I just click the button so you can see the chat, but there's no, I guess it only shows new stuff as it comes on. That's annoying. Okay, fine. OG's here. My wish would be like the thumbnail, but instead women are Japanese. Well, you're the voice of a younger generation, sir. Mr. Matt, how you doing? Wait, did you, you emailed me recently, didn't you? I think you did. I didn't reply. But thank you very much. I also didn't reply. Yeah, says the soda engines. It might be stunning and brave to bring back the Rani, but they would lose that status if they have it at the end of her regenerating the man or waking up. Yeah, how come she's still a lady? Yeah, no, like the gender switches don't really work, right? If the other way round, right? No, exactly. It shows it up so much. And again, this idea that ladies and men are interchangeable, they're not. What we doing? So Darren M is here. You doing, Darren M? Archie Collin, is it? Hello, Archie Collin. I did, yes. Not a fan. Oh, yes. So what do you say about this? Saw Dave Cullum's review, and I understand there was a character in one of the movies who has been retconned to be Phelps' son. Well, that's interesting. Incidentally, I heard Dave write that the original has the same name as the original lead from the first season, Briggs. I think it did. It's an interesting story. You know why he left the series? It's because he became Orthodox Jewish. and he couldn't film on Saturdays, on Sabbath, right? And it was too problematic to film, and that's how what's his name Phelps came in. I can't remember the name of the actor. Right, his son now, because he gave up that big gig. Right, he did. There's a urban myth. No, it's not urban myth. His son became super wealthy. He opened like the Israeli version of Home Depot. I can't remember. All right, I can't remember. But it would have just been a name check. Again, it is a look, it's a different thing, right? It's not this. It's a different universe, and yeah, I quite like it, right? For me, it works. I just got to say, what noise? What was the noise? I think I don't know. I believe they only have one character disavowed in TV show, and that was the 1983 remake. 1983 remake had what's the name? Jane Boulder in it from V, right? And they reused old scripts because of Jeremy Renner. You're right, thank you. That was Lonnie. Archer Collins says, because it was the writer's strike, so they reuse old scripts. I quite like the 1980s version, frankly. I like Mission Impossible. Ferguson, you are correct, sir. Mr. Matt says, Rabbi, did you can't see my Doctor Who parody? Yes, that was it. That was it. I remember looking at it. Did I not reply? It was funny. It was bizarre. It was fun. And listen, may I say, it would work a lot better if you smoke a lot of weed first. But you know that's don't do drugs, kids. Fate says, bro, that thumbnail was wild. You know what? You know what's wilder? We'll add a bit of jiggle to it. There you go. This will really get more viewers than Doctor Who, I think. OG is here. OG said, we're still here. There's an AI song called Redneck Pope, and it's good to listen to fun. Actually, I want to show you some AI stuff soon. When we get off the chat. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny, the parody thing. She's a Bene Gesserit. That's true. I like the what's his name? The Villanova version of Dune. I honestly, the only thing I don't like about it, I kind of like the more colourful TV version from the 2000s. Even though it's like kind of cheap in a lot of ways, but I like it's got the feeling of those sci-fi book covers from the 1960s and 70s, right? Where we're up to Ethan Booker just arrived. We're talking about Mission Impossible. What movie or series? Mission Impossible. Dan. Oh, you got to check them out, Isla. They're so good, right? Bad Robot are involved. That's not a good start. That's before they were Run. Love Logan's Run. Man, I would like to see a new version of Logan. I love Logan's Run. I agree with you. I love Logan's Run. I love Fahrenheit 451. The Fahrenheit 451 movie is nothing like the book. Logan's Run is much closer. But I really, yeah. And that's, I would like it even without, Jenny Agutter taking her clothes off in it. Although Jenny Agutter taking her clothes off in it is a plus. I haven't seen Logan's Run for a while. Man, that's a good movie, right? That's a good movie. Ethan doesn't like Tom Cruise. Man, he charmed me. Ramsey Vannery there. Shalom, I see the rabbinical fantasy in the thumbnail. Oh, yes, it was my... Yes, and see, this is why people like my channel, right? Bad Robot was good when JJ first started with Alias, Lost, Fringe. I like Fringe as well. Fringe was really good. That's Paul Tozer said that. Reverend Steve Amro says that he just rewatched Taps. Wow, Cruise was in that? Yeah, I forgot what. FYI, Lee Majors, the $6 million man, did his own stuff. Did he really? I didn't know that, right? I did not know that. What do you prefer, $6 million man or the Fall Guy? I gotta say, I think the Fall Guy. Where is the fuse? Here, 1 second. Let me see if I can find the clip. This was from Mission Impossible 4, right? So where do I keep that? It's I think in this drive. There's two different places where I keep HD movies, and I have a whole other drive for my for 4K movies. Hang on. Mind. Where's the movie folder? Did I move the movie folder out? Okay, let's try over here then. Hang on. Because that really is a good transition. How they do light the fuse. In how's the mission? Yeah, 4. Movies HD. Spy movies. Mission Impossible 4. There you go. Where is it? Deleted scene. Oh, it is the actual movie. Yeah, it is Ghost Protocol. 1 second. We'll be back to you in a minute, ladies. You need to just get to the titles. No, this is not that. That was way before this. Hang on. Did I whiz through them too quickly? There we go. Yeah. It's 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. It's great transition.
Light the fuse.
It really is an excellent title sequence. Right. But then, yeah, you get little clips of the movie all the way through, like they did with the original TV show, tonight's episode. Right. So now you get clips from the things from it. So I enjoyed it a lot. What can I tell? I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy you too a lot, ladies. I do. Was he's on top of the roof. I think it was just an expression. Like his big thing is, see you at the movies. You had the action figure, the $600 action figure. That was a super big one. I had that one as well. And you could look through his eye, and if he went, it made like the his super eye, bionic eye thing, right, with the telescopic eye, and he had the little stickers in his arm. Right, that was a good action figure. It was a big one. It was like a 9-inch one or something. I can't remember. What are we up to? I had the Space 99 in Ghana. I so wish I had it. Oh, you can still get them. Right, it's 40 million balls. It's fair to say the Rabbi is fine. I didn't even notice. Right, I am a fan. It's a good movie series. I don't want to tell you. Sorry about the Lotus Eaters before switching to you. The doc on South Africa. They have blood sisters who clear up after white farmers are murdered. Man, South Africa are lying, but okay. Oh, are we going to look at this? Because it is a boss move of Trump right here. This was really, we'll take a little divergent. This was a boss move. So I was quite surprised to see he invited the president of South Africa, seeing as he said South Africa is a racist genocidal regime and he's taking in refugees. And man, the racist wokies are so racist. It really is. Where is it? Is this the one?
Turn the lights down.
He was saying just before I say I don't know, when he was asked about the ethnic cleansing or what was going on, and Trump says no, we should look at. Do I have the full clip? This wasn't it. The full clip is even better. There's no persecution. No. Oh, 1 second. Let me do a quick search for it. Trump. South Africa. South African president. I'm sure I'll come up with the clip straight away. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is a crazy boss move, right? And this is why I like Trump. Doink, it's over here.
Mr. President, we welcome white Afrikaner refugees here. Can you explain to Americans why it's appropriate to welcome white Afrikaners here when other refugees like Afghans, Venezuelans, Haitians have all had their protected status revoked?
Well, this is a group, NBC, that is truly fake news.
Again, I love that he's able to do this, and also They all denied it. And I'm going to show you the video of it and say they all denied it till they're blue in the face, all the media.
They ask a lot of questions in a very pointed way. They're not questions, they're statements. We've had tremendous complaints about Africa, about other countries too, from people. They say there's a lot of bad things going on in Africa, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. When you say we don't take others, all you have to do is take a look at the southern border. We let 21 million people come through our border, totally unchecked, totally unvetted. They came from all over the world. In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs. They're drug dealers. So don't say that we didn't take them. We take them. We're trying to get them out as fast as we can. And we're doing record business on that. And we just won a big case where we're allowed to send back hundreds of criminals to Venezuela.
Where was he put out the
many people that feel and thing to see, but I hope we can have an explanation of that, because since they've seen this, generally they're white farmers and they're fleeing South Africa, and it's it's a very sad thing to see, but I hope we can have an explanation of that, because I know you don't want that. It's a kind of a different meeting. Normally we have meetings, we talk about trade, and we'll be talking about trade and other things, but that certainly will be a subject that comes up. Yep.
All right, so shortly thereafter, where was this? I did not download. I thought I just downloaded it. Hang on. Where'd I go? All right, I think this is it. So anyway, he starts saying, I've never heard of such a thing. There's no genocide of white farmers going on, right? And then he pulls out this TV.
Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land?
Yeah, so he's saying in there, we're going to take your land and we're not going to compensate you.
We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are.
And then,
demand that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is.
Yeah, they're saying kill the white. I got this movie over here, and it shows the whole thing. And look at him squirm. But it's not just him that's squirming; it's the media who have denied this is happening. Right, and there's no way they can report the story without reporting this. Yeah, this is a boss move. I'm sorry, right? I'm whizzing forward. Yeah, this is the bit that I find particularly horrifying.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers. And those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross. And there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers.
And again, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, they all say, oh, no, it's a conspiracy theory. No, Trump's making it up. No evidence whatsoever. Lying through their fucking teeth.
The family
Nick Offerman, Otis says, thank you.
And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
Yeah, so this nonsense that there is no genocide going on. And they're just racist. Bottom line, they're just racist. But yeah, that was really, really boss move. Yeah, it's not just South Africa that line bastards Steve Amro, it's also the media. What are we up to? Bobby D75 is here doing Bobby D75. What are we up to? Mrs. Lisa Pertwee is here doing Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. We have Michael Gibbons. How you doing, Michael? So I haven't seen you before. The perfect point for sleeplessness in Australia. If I can't send you to sleep, baby, I don't know what can. Although watch what's on the screen. It might give you good dreams. With a no, you were here last time. No man in ass, right? And I still can't pronounce your name properly. I do apologize. Next, could you put in the chat the phonetic spelling of your name? Nomadinas. Peter Graves, there you go. Also, Barner's son was played by the original. Yeah, I like that in the 80s version, right? The final shoot should be Tom Cruise pulling off the last reveal. Deep fake. Someone's going to do that. Right? That would be really cool. I like all the versions of Dune, says Archie Collin. Me too. The TV one, though, had several cast changes between the first and second, including. Yeah, but you got to view them as their own thing, right? But I thought William Hurt as Leto Atreides was really spot on, right? It was good. Now has another die for his blue movies. Well, it's a big folder. $6 Million Man was the same scale as the Action Man. That was right. I agree. Yes, I remember. Trump is the greatest ever. I kind of agree with you. I think he's the greatest president ever. Man, it's like a knife in the heart to Ian Levine, right? Whenever I say that, it's like a knife in the heart to Ian Levine. He is. Like, he thinks that Trump got together with Elon Musk and used the internet to steal the election. Like, he really believes that. And I love Ian Levine. Like, I'm not denigrating him in any way, shape, or form. I said this to him, right? I saw Dan had the stream, and I said, "Oh, yeah, it's okay." It was really nice. It was a great stream. He was looking healthy. I know he had some, he had some health troubles, but it looks like he came through it. So I took the opportunity to drop on a line and say, "Hey, you look fantastic. It's so good to see you." And and he was like, he's very disturbed by my love of Trump, right? And I literally told him, I said, look, Ian, most of the time when people post the stuff they do on their Facebook line, I normally confront them and say, no, I think this is wrong, this is that. Well, and I do it for that's basically my go-to thing. With him, I won't do that, right? Because I don't want to get Ian's face, frankly, and he's welcome to believe whatever he wants to believe. And I have a debt of gratitude to Ian Levine, right? I have a debt of gratitude. So first, let me show you this, because Hollywood is dead, right? The acting ability. This is AI, right? And it was going to blow your mind that this is AI.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
Hollywood's dead. If they can get things this photorealistic, which apparently they can, it's very impressive, right? It's very impressive. So what do we have to expect for the upcoming Doctor Who, right? Like for the future of Doctor Who, right? Let's talk a bit about that for a second. Let me open up. That's it. We got the new Doctor Who magazine to look at as well. Pocket mags, doink. Here we go. So, man, it gets more and more crazy the more like an era is getting closer to the end and to objectively fail. Right? It's you found the fans of the Jodie era, they kind of like got more crazy as they went along. And I'm seeing that now with fans of this era, right? Having said that, I really appreciate, again, this is from Dan's channel, I really appreciate, who was it? Luke, who's the Hooligans, and here's another guy on his Monday show, who are enjoying the current series, right? And I'm so used to this being adversarial, right? Which on X has been very adversarial for the last few days. They've been like really hounding them their asses left, right, and center. But like they really like they got a bit crazy because why are they going crazy? Because I'm telling the truth, and the truth hurts, right? The truth hurts. The and this era was shit, and it's failed, right? But as I said, Luke and was it Anthony maybe? They like the era and they're getting enjoyment out of it. So I have no problem. And they talk about it like normally, right? So now this is just like an argument about, do you like Delta and the Bannermen or not? It's like that, right? Which I just find Delta the Bannermen. Dad loves it. I find it irredeemable. I think the only way you can save Delta and the Bannermen if you re-edit it into a 40-minute episode. And then you CGI a different baby over it and a different young girl, and maybe another actress for Delta as well. Right? She was awful. And then maybe you might get an episode that doesn't make you want to hit yourself in the head with a frying pan. So anyway, as the end is nigh, there's a lot more gossip going on, right? There's a lot more gossip going on. And I kind of judge the veracity of it by how prevalent and similar it is, right? So what do I believe the future to be? I think by next Sunday, we will know who the next Doctor is. And there'll be a photo shoot. There'll be photos released, and I think, I think that's where we're going, right? I think they have a plan. I think they know where they're going. I think they're intending to either do it on their own or with another streaming partner, right? They may create it and then try and get a streaming partner after production, right? That could be as well. But apparently, and I read this in several publications, I believe it's true, that a lot of the expense was upgrading to 4K, whereas the BBC normally upgrades to 2K. They say it costs like 10 million to do that. Really? That sounds crazy to me. I don't know who's charging you, but that sounds crazy to me. All right, but okay, I think Rusty Davis is continuing, and I think the BBC. I don't think we're seeing more Doctor Who to 2027, but next year we'll have the war between the land and the sea. So, my initial thought of that is, oh, God, more? Really? More? I think there's a reason to be optimistic and hopeful. Look, that's really my default setting, really. I always want Doctor Who to be good. I think there's two problems with the current era of Doctor Who. I mean, there's a lot of problems that stem from it, but there's two major problems. One is that it's queer propaganda. Right, and I don't like it being queer propaganda. If you believe women have penises, if you believe Yasmin Finney is a woman, good for you. I'm not getting in your face about it, right? I don't, and I feel that you're preaching to me that she is, and I'm not going to accept that belief. I'd mean her no harm, no hate whatsoever, but just in the same way, you don't think that God appeared at Mount Sinai and gave the Jews the Ten Commandments, the first two of the Ten Commandments, right? And the Bible, which is fine. You don't have to believe what I believe, right? I don't believe women have penises, and I'm sick of it being Doctor Who being used as a platform to promote this propaganda, right? So that's the first major problem. It's kind of backed down from that quite a bit this year, which I think is a good sign. Let's have a think. What's the queerness been this year? We've had, let's see if I can go through the episodes. We had the Robot Revolution. Now, okay, the first thing is the queerness. The second problem, which I think is very much tied into the first problem, is Ncuti Gatwa, right? Ncuti Gatwa is terrible as a doctor. Right, all he knows how to be is super duper duper queer, right? So, and Rusty Davis is very, 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 very married to this queer platforming. But that was this all came from, where was this, 2022, right? When the world was a very different place, literally 3 years ago, right? And I don't think he possibly expected the backlash or the failure to be what it was, and the failure's been colossal, right? We were saying it can't get any worse during the Jodie era, like the viewing figures. It can't get any worse, right? So I think that has affected him deeply. I think one of Russell T Davis's main driving factors is he likes to win and he likes to succeed, and he doesn't like that he's totally failed, right? I think that's something that really bothers him. And again, a good part of that failure is down to Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti Gatwa is a one-trick pony. He can play super queer. If he has more of a range, I've never seen it. Right. So now, okay. So let's say Rusty Davis stays on, and there's going to be a new series in 2027. Right. I think we'll probably have. Will it continue the what's going on and so on? I think it will continue narrative threads, but I don't think it's going to continue tonal threads. I'll tell you why. Firstly, I've heard, look, especially in the last week, insane stories about how awful Ncuti Gatwa is to deal with. Right, and I have no idea if they're true. But I heard them a lot from a lot of different places. Like one of the stories I heard is that when he was doing Importance of Being Earnest, he didn't like the director and tried to get him fired by saying he was racist, right? And I hear he's like a very Hollywood-esque prima donna, which all kind of makes sense, right? It does make a lot of sense. And, you know, he's got like, he's... If you've ever seen Mad Men, there's a great line in it, I think, in the 5th or 6th season, where it's Mad Men's about this like advertising genius from the 1960s, right? And they and somebody gets him upset, and so this other executive says, "Yeah, that is some expensive horse flesh. Don't mess with it." Right? So Ncuti Gatwa is a I think expensive and tiresome star. I think there were lots of rumors, which I now tend to believe, that Rusty Davis was pissed off. Again, I heard this from a bunch of places. Was pissed off that Ncuti Gatwa really wasn't being good in the public perception of the role. Right, he was being Ncuti Gatwa. He was swearing and we talked about this many times over. And I think this has hurt the show, and I think Rusty Davis doesn't like it. So I think there's a good chance. I think there's a chance that when it does continue, the wait 1 second, let me send a message. I think then does continue, and I think we're going to get we'll find out next week when Ncuti Gatwa regenerates, which is what I think is going to happen. But again, the other rumors I've heard is it's regenerating in a humiliating fashion, right? Because they really don't like each other. Right, or Russ Davis really doesn't like it. So I think maybe there's a chance that Rusty Davis doesn't want to completely fail again, and B, I think that that's and B, there's going to be a reaction against Ncuti Gatwa. So maybe we'll get somebody who isn't so deeply sexualized as Ncuti, because that's all there is to him, right? That's all there is to him is his sexual preferences. I see very little else. So I think maybe Verada Sithu was clearly a good choice to replace Millie Gibson. I mean, she has been fabulous in the season, and generally speaking, I think this season has been a lot better than the first. Like a lot better. I think for me, I think the queerness has really been turned down. If I'm looking at it honestly, and the biggest problem is Ncuti Gatwa. So if they do another season with a good actor as the Doctor, and they manage to turn the queerness and the wokery down, and I think Rusty Davis might want to do that. That would be fantastic if he wants to do that, because then we would have good Doctor Who, right? So I think there's reason to be optimistic, right? Am I alone in thinking this? Am I alone in thinking this? I don't know. Let's bring in another mind into our Gestalt thing. By the way, I watched I'm addicted to the Cunning Monkey Matrix editions. They are the go-to way to watch Doctor Who now. Because I've seen the story 20 times before, right? And I just want to see the bits I like, kind of thing. The re-edits. I watched the 3 Doctors. And he does a very good effect when they mind meld, right? It's good edit. Anyway, to bring it to our Gestalt identity, we have the one, the only Birmingham's King of the Geeks, Stan Hadley.
Oh, I do. Contact has been made. You need to get the sound effect down. Yeah. Hello, Rabbi. Hello, everybody.
I'm feeling somewhat optimistic about Doctor Who today.
Well, I say I'm good. I say I'm good. I'm £10.99 lighter because of these Robin. You know what's?
Oh, yeah. I'll just going to do the review of it. £10.99.
£10.99.
Does it come with a hand job from Millie Gibson?
No. Doesn't look like it.
You can simulate it by just looking at the picture.
Yes. I've done about 10 days without publicly letting it for her to say to, but I think I'm coming to the end of that
She's
sort of cold turkey. She's getting hotter.
She is. She really. And she has been a stand-up since. Okay, my premise is: do you think this season has been less queer than the previous? And I really do. Right, other than Shooty Gatwa. But my 2 issues are: it's queer propaganda, and my second issue is Shooty Gatwa. Is the queer propaganda turned down in this season? What do you think?
It has been, but it's only because they want to propagandize us about other things.
That is true. I mean, we did. I mean, the African story was just awful, right? There's been a lot of stuff. Okay, but it wasn't queer at all. That's okay. So we had Robot Revolution. Now, I don't remember that being slapped in the face by queerness. I don't. So the second one what's the second one?
Lux.
There was a bit preaching about racism, but again, I think the major problem with that was Shooty Gatwa, right? And also they just destroyed they destroyed themselves as a brand, right? No one's interested. They got to recast and get a new actor in and reboot because no one's interested in watching this. It's been a disaster. So I'm thinking I'll say before, Rusty Davis likes to win. He hates to lose. He absolutely hates to lose, right? And I don't think relations between Bad Wolf, Cardiff, Rusty Davis, and Shooty Gatwa are very good. In fact, I think one party hates the other, right? I think they've been very hard to work with. Maybe that was what happened with the firing Millie Gibson. I don't know.
As I understand it, it's been up and down since that video of Shooty and Millie. They were both swearing, smoking, and gyrating on the car park at Bad Wolf during one of the recording things. So then there was the stuff, the pictures that came out of him smoking in costume, and things like that. So I think it's been up and down.
Davis cares about, right? I really know. So again, I think maybe Millie Gibson was a handful to deal with as well. Look, she's a 19-year-old. Maybe she went out boozing. Maybe she was a pain in the ass to deal with. I think Verada Seethu was a really good casting choice. That one, in a sea of bad creative decisions, that was really on point. She really was, and I like her character as well.
In a nutshell, from everything that I've been told, I mean, that was the person who approached me. Everything that I've been told in a nutshell is that Millie Gibson found working on Doctor Who a huge culture shock.
Oh, wait, in what way? That's intriguing.
The schedule, the etiquette of it, the scale of it, and the expectations on her.
And again, I get that Verada Seethu just came from Andor, so she's used to big productions.
Yeah, she also did 5 years on that show Strike Back for Sky as well, which wasn't exactly a big, expensive, glossy drama.
But it puts you in that. It trains you to do Doctor Who essentially.
It was like it was that kind of treadmill, and there was filming abroad. it was probably very, very intensive, and it was physically very demanding of her as well. And she got into very. She looks great in combats. If you go and see that show, my God! But it would have been that kind of schedule, as I understand it. The culture of working on a soap that Millie Gibson came from on Coronation Street, pretty intense. But it's kind of, for the people who work on those shows, it becomes a sort of way of life, and they become institutionalized, particularly when they've been on it since they were 11 or 12.
Right.
So I feel for her, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, I do see that. So, what do you reckon? Firstly, I don't think there's going to be a straight regeneration. I think some weird thing is going to, they've been in a fake realm for this time. That's why they've broken the fourth wall and stuff like that. Mavity. Maybe they're going to wrap all that stuff up, and he regenerates into Hamish Patel, right? Then I think there's reason to be excited again. Right, I really don't if he picks a good actor, who, even if a gay actor, I don't care if they're gay. I want to know they can act and they can do something other than be super gay, right? Because that's the only trick in Shooter's Basket, right? So I don't know. Do you think there's reason to be optimistic?
I
guess not.
Okay. Do I? Okay. What I'll say. What I can. Right. Okay. As I understand it, what interests me is the idea that, as you've said, we've had a very hard and consistently pushed vision of the show, politically attached to a specific movement. And as I understand it, when you describe something as what was it you say, the queer era, that kind of thing, you're quite, in many respects, you're right. And I know you're not talking about queer people, gay people, minority groups of people. You're talking about the initiative, the political initiative behind the show.
Being lectured at to believe that women can have
yeah.
Right? So I don't mind if you think that.
It's that cluster of topics that are all interlinked to one another. I think, and Chibnall also had a cluster of things that he wanted to say and a statement that he made in the casting of the character. And it all formed a complete take on the show. And you could say this has as well, obviously to play to a minority of people, but you could say to whether they're going to abandon that to go forward with the next whatever their plans are. I'd like to think they would. I'd like to think there'd be a kind of. I'd like to think there'd be a kind of been there, done that about it, and think, okay, so we've done that. What's the next take going to be? Particularly as they've got an extended period of time in between the productions now, a lot of time, and also, I mean, I've been saying since February that Disney are gone. As I understand it, they still haven't found.
I'm equally sure. I'm going to look at Doctor Who magazine in a minute. Next month's cover is going to be, whoever it is, George Costanza is the Doctor, right? I'm sure that's going to be the next cover. Unless it might be a one-off Doctor, right? It might be Billy Piper for a Christmas special. They might do something bizarre and strange like that. I get the feeling something weird is going to go down. There's going to be something stupid with Susan. But again, I know they keep breaking the fourth wall, and there's again the Mavity thing. It does indicate they're in a,
I'd like to see all of that stuff, as you said, tied up and sort of dispensed with. The Mavity, the joke. It was never particularly effective in the first place. But it's like Mrs. Flood. It's the shelf life. It's up. It was past its sell by date.
Right.
They need to abandon all of that stuff. But because I don't think Russell, the reason why Russell left the first time was because he felt like he'd said all he possibly could say at that time and told all the stories he had to tell. And now I think he's come back not to tell more stories, but to say more things. And I do wonder, does he feel that his role is to say more or to facilitate other people who belong to different kinds of groups that he views have been disadvantaged? Does he now view his role in lifting those people up so that they can continue to speak. I don't know, obviously, I've never spoken to the man, but I think that could be informing him editorially in a way that he wasn't when he was first in the role 20 years ago.
But again, I think this is his chance to have a do-over, and he's seen it's been a disaster. I mean, it's been a bigger disaster than I could have predicted, than anybody could have predicted. It's been an absolute shit show.
Yes.
Right. And again, I think qualitatively, this season is much better than the last. Anyway, so I think I don't think Lux was that queer. The Well wasn't. Again, the problem with that is Shooting Gatwa. He wasn't in it much. And then we had the African one, and then it was the honestly, I think the Eurovision one could have worked a lot better if the character of the Doctor was like the Doctor, right? And it wasn't, he wasn't cruel and cowardly. And I don't even think the camp would have worked if it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, the problem. I hate to say the problem with the Eurovision one, with whatever it was called, Interstellar Song Contest, whether it was Dawson's idea or not, the problem with that episode is that Juno Dawson simply isn't a very good writer. So
the plot
was paper thin, and the characters were
dying.
Yeah, it just wasn't anywhere. It was fine in principle. I'm not a Eurovision guy. I can't stand all that stuff, and it frustrates me that Doctor Who gets lumped in with that brand of sort of camp, glitzy kind of entertainment now.
It really shouldn't, right?
I don't.
It really
no,
shouldn't.
I see no reason to let it stay there. Even if some people may compartmentalize it, may group it together with all that stuff, but that doesn't mean that the show itself should play to that. And so, accepting that's not to my personal taste. If I'm being honest and objective, setting a Doctor Who at an intergalactic song contest with terrorists and with this and with that and with the other isn't necessarily a bad idea.
No, it's
Unfortunately,
not.
it was written by a fraudster, somebody who's not capable of writing for television.
Speaking of fraud, let's take a look at Doctor Who magazine because you wasted your money this month. You haven't flipped through this, have you?
No.
This month is if you don't really love the current era and the current season, and I don't mind it. Oh, come back! I don't mind it. I think I do in a lot of ways. But it's been, again, I think a head and shoulders above the previous season. So fine, the season finale preview. Love Archie Punjabi as the Rani.
Why? Why does that? Is it just me? That photo on the bottom right of that looks like some sort of money shot. It's disgusting.
Yeah. It looks like something just came on his face. That's true. Which is probably where Juno's also got the idea from. I love Anita Dobson. Her as a Rani, I thought was dumb. I didn't like this character, and one of the things that annoyed me is why didn't they get like pop stars in to do all these cameos? I can't believe they couldn't have packed that out.
They may as well have done because the actors they weren't actual characters. They weren't built. They weren't formed anyway. So they may as well have picked actual singers, maybe even people that we recognise, like when Foxes was in the Orient Express one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, what's his name? He was also in the Orient Express one, right? They had what was it? Kylie Minogue, right? There's a bunch of like low-level musicians that people would know who they could have got in.
Yeah,
right? It was I just weird they didn't do it. So Wish World and Reality were on the big screen. This time it's not at 1 a.m, which is good. Again, Shooting Up was the thing that's killed this season. Really, like the more I think of it, in hindsight, I went in with a very negative. Same with Andor, right? I went in with a very negative attitude, and now I got a very positive attitude. I'm rewatching it. I'm just loving it. I can't believe how much I'm loving it. Right? So I think I would like to hope they just cast an actor to be the Doctor who's good at being the Doctor, right? Because I like to like Doctor Who.
We used to take that as a given, didn't we?
No, I know, but it's been it's been like 7-8 years since that happened, right? The book Vraz has read the book on tape of the Robot Revolution. None of these books interest me at all, right? Mr. Ring of Pin, I know. Again, look, I understand they spent a lot of money on it, and I don't know why he didn't become this wasn't a really what was the word seminal character that everybody liked, but it just didn't.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because they harpooned that episode by breaking the fourth wall. Now, the only thing anybody ever talks about, that episode was beautifully made and very well cast. Linus Roach in particular was superb as the projectionist, but nobody remembers any of that. We only remember it for the three dopey fans sat on their sofa.
And you know what? That felt just so shoehorned in as well, and unnecessary.
I agree.
So I got this Cosmos Business Club. I find Doctor Who difficult right now. Finding time getting myself to listen to it has been hard, but I really want to. Right, I do like Miranda Raison. I like what's the name? Iris Wild theme. What's the name? Katie Manning. And I like who's got this, the Monsters from Outer Space book there. I thought that's cool, but I just can't bring myself to listen to it. Galaxy Forum. This was such a bad idea. It really was. It was a bad idea. But like this is what Doctor Who's about. Like kids making drawings of it and liking it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, which you don't get so much when shooters trying to teach them about the love that dare not speak its name. It doesn't really work on a family show. That's a nice bit of artwork.
Nice bit of composition there. Yeah.
We're seeing this. Learning is able. David Dent just being woke. Rose Eiling and A-list. Texas behind the scenes. Leave the man. Leave the woman. It's the man I want. That should have been Shooting Gatwa's line, right? You have a unit video they'll send you to. BuzzFeed challenge Shooty and Verona. What is she wearing? To take a test to find out which Doctor Who characters they'd be. Okay.
Right.
Certainly not the Doctor, I'll say that. Fine. And I stopped buying the comics years ago. Basically, when Jodie came on. So fine, I guess I'm not going to do. I'll do this whole preview next week, right, for Reality War. But so my guess is they're in an alternate reality, and he's married to Verada Sethu in it. It has a normal job, and they have a child, and the child turns into Poppy. Somehow, I think it
seems so. It seems like. Have you ever seen that movie with Tobey Maguire in it called Pleasantville from about 20 years ago?
Yes, exactly that. But I do think Captain Poppy will turn out to be Susan invading that reality, that first reality.
It's also unintelligible. That at one time I used to sort of get a bit of a kick out of trying to predict these things, and I used to talk about it with bated breath.
It's so unintelligible now. You are right. What's this one?
I just couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't care less.
Okay. Who's reading? Peter Post reads a Celestial Toy Maker.
Oh.
Do like a bit of Peter Post. And which one's Emily Cook's book? Okay. Again, I really hope she does well. Right, even though Tudor's wearing a dress on the front of a book, I think I want her to do well.
The book covers for those, the audio books and the print ones, are really, really nice. But you never see them.
They got their own identity, which is a good thing. The online mob turned ugly IRL, and the shriek is unleashed. So perfect day for Lisa Gledhill. Wait, isn't Lisa Gledhill the woman who was in Countermeasures?
That's you mean who played Alison, don't you?
Yeah.
Her name is Gledhill, but I can't.
Maybe I don't think it's the same person. Again, another thing I hate about this era. I hate this unit HQ. Put it back in a country house. It had so much more character.
No, I agree with you completely.
I'm not really a fan of Kate Lethbridge Stewart either.
No, I've come to the conclusion. It's taken me 12 years to get tired of her, but I'm tired of her now.
I was tired of her quite a while ago. This is a lengthy. See what I mean about being a lengthy article about a set visit to Lucky Day, which is a day that I would an episode I would rather forget. All right, that did very.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that killed it. Right, this is type of self-indulgence they got to get away from. Right, it really is. I mean, just look at the lack of toys. Really annoys me, actually.
You can only get them through specialist outlets or unlimited numbers or both.
Exactly. That's not a sign you're doing well.
No.
I feel bad for this writer because I think he was given very poor direction. And I think the story was, well, again, with all the accents, I found it largely incomprehensible. But I think the story was way too big for the 45 minutes they had to cram it into. Right? Again, this was more of a Doctor Who novel where we could have. I think as a novel, it would have been really quite powerful. But this is like this needs minimally 2 to 3 hours of screen time to flesh it out. Because it did. I just found it incomprehensible. I really genuinely did. What about you?
Completely incomprehensible. It had no heart to it that I could see, even though everybody was looking very mournful as if they were having these life-changing experiences. It was impossible to quantify any of it, relate to any of it, or attach. And none of these characters were fleshed out. These fellas here, I'm sure they were thrilled at being in Doctor Who. I couldn't tell you any of those characters' names.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, that it should have been a book. You could have a chapter about all of these ones, all these people, to introduce them and get to know them and find out how they got in the barbershop. Right? This was the wrong story for television, right? And it was really should have been
it was a complete waste of. I mean, Inua Ellams does seem like a bit of a knob, but he's obviously very talented. He's like into middle age now.
I agree with you.
A lot of success under his belt. He clearly loves the show. I don't think he'd make that up. But they really let him down with this in the realization of this on the screen. I don't know whether it would have been they overindulged him or and
that's 100% what they did. That's 100% what they did. They overindulged him
because they indulged Frank Cottrell Boyce as well. But at least the episode that came out of that still felt like Doctor Who.
Which was that episode?
That was the In the Forest of the Night.
Yeah, but only barely. That was a really rough episode. That episode is saved by component interaction with children. Right? You can never say that about a Shooty episode. Shooty's interaction with children is you will be wind up in jail for watching. No, one second. My daughter's calling. Yes, my darling. How may I help you? Hello, I'm in the middle of a live stream. I'm reviewing Doctor Who magazine. Important things are going down, baby. Picture of what? No, where is it? Okay, I'm sorry to hold everything up. My daughter needs to send me a picture of her dog. Important stuff. Okay, here it comes. Tip of the spear. So, people think the Israeli military are like, you should always fear the Israeli military. No. Okay, I'm going to show you what it's really like, right? 1 second. Hang on. I got to share screen. Yeah, I understand. Look how cute it is, she said. Okay, give me a second. I know you're a little baby. A second on the wrong thing. There you go. She's got a papoose.
I never even had one of those for any of my children.
What's that, darling? Oh, don't do that. Okay, I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can I go? Okay, she went. I'm not going to say that. It might be a war crime. I don't know. But I don't know what you did there. See, exactly. I don't need to know. Exactly. Okay. I have no idea where you are or what activities you're involved in. Okay. Love you too. I want to keep you out of jail, baby. Okay. Bye. Yeah. So she's on an army base now.
Okay.
And then they arrested this big time terrorist from her. But this is a reality, right, of life on the front lines. Fine, let's go back to Doctor Who magazine. That's why you come to this channel. You know, you never know what you're going to find. So yeah, again, I think he was done dirty. I think they should have really said TV needs this, especially this format. You need much more simple stories, right? Like, they should have said, come up with 10 one-line plots, right? One sentence plots, right? Yeah. And I think it would have helped him a lot because this story. And again, I honestly, he should have done something not African, not black, not personal, just told a good story, right? That should have been. Because again, I think he's a real talent, and I think if he was treated like a talent and not like an identity, we would have better work. Really, genuinely.
It's I think the saving grace of it is the fact that the people who are acting in it took it seriously.
That's true.
Maybe they could understand it on a level that we couldn't. Maybe they really got inside the material. Because I couldn't understand it at all. But it would have been very easy for them had they not been on their game to kind of send that up a little bit, because it is so incomprehensible.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, they stick with it and they do their level best to sell it. Particularly the girl. So I can't even remember the girl character, the one who they all get on their.
Yeah, I know who she was, and it implied that she had a lesbian relationship with Dr. Martin, whatever, Dr. Ruth. And I was like, what?
She had a lesbian relationship with Dr. Martin Luther King.
No, with Joe Martin, Doctor Who.
Oh, okay, that Dr. Martin. Got you.
Oh God, I just hate this. I mean, it's so indulgent. Again, see what I mean about this is the issue you have to love the current series for, right? And I don't love the current. I thought it's so much better than last year. In hindsight, I do think they're going to do something before the end of this season that's going to make fans go vomit in their own mouth and say it's the worst thing ever. I get that vibe. Do you get that vibe? That's on its way. No comment. Nil point. And I'm also convinced, right, that we're going to revisit the Hellions and say, oh, yeah, they're really the good guys because the evil Poppy Corporation were the bad guys. You know, evil Poppy Corporation run by Jews. Right? That's really, I think, where they're going with this.
I think I said on Saturday when I talked to you about it, how I did get the feeling I was being propagandized, but because it was so
badly written, you didn't know what it was.
No idea what Dawson was trying to tell me.
Exactly. Man, could you imagine going to a con to see these three? Really? Screw David Bradley and Sylvester McCoy. And what the hell was Brian Blessed?
He's below them.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my word!
Man.
Well,
just like okay, Veranda's here. I'll line up for that. I'll stand.
So do you see John Barrowman there?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, John Barrowman, not a happy camper. Okay. More about the cut. Like, come here, so classic Who is really where people are nowadays. I hate to tell you, when you talk about Doctor Who, it's virtually all classic.
To give them their due, to Jason and everybody else on the magazine, after next month at the latest, they won't be able to talk about this for about 2 years. Really?
Oh my God. Thank God. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I love Anita Dobson, but I guess this whole arc really went in it didn't really work at all. I still don't know why she's like doing stuff like this, talking to camera. I kind of like her being like this servant of the new Rani, and she's just so well cast as the Rani, right? Yeah. She really. Oops, I don't mean to.
I've always really fancied her as well. So that's another one.
Yeah, no, but I think the Rani has a certain sexiness to her, right?
Yes.
And I
always fancied Kate O'Mara.
What?
I always fancied Kate O'Mara. Something rotten.
Well, you know, there's what's not to fancy. It's, but so again, look, last year there was no creative decision where I went, oh, that works. That's a really good idea. This year there's been a lot of them. Again, a lot of them have worked. Like again, I thought other than the incel stuff in Robot Revolution, Which again, it's been much more concerned about sliming normal, sliming YouTubers essentially, right? That's been the goal of this season.
It's people who Russell T Davies and not all of the writers, because I'm convinced that Noah Ellams has never. Doesn't know about any of this and doesn't care. He's too busy actually working and being successful.
Right.
But in the case of Russell and Pete McTighe, it would appear that they deeply resent anything that happens outside of the mainstream media. The fact that people like you and I have our platforms, we should be vetted. I mean, they seem like very progressive people and forward-thinking people with technology and things. But the impression I get is that they believe that each of us should be vetted before we're allowed a YouTube channel.
He truly believes the reason people are not on board with the trans thing is because they've been being fed evil right-wing misinformation. And the trouble is, okay, no one had a problem with Captain Jack because no one really has a problem with two people loving each other regardless of what their gender is, right? Nobody really has a problem with that, right? But like that doesn't like really strike anyone's values. Let's say you're a Bible thumper like me or a Christian. Just live and let live. That's what I would say. But you live your life, but like, I'm sorry. I think it's intrinsically evil to try and convince, especially children, to sexualize children to the length that the queer world is going right now, right? And to convince us, like, I'm not going to believe that women have penises, right? I believe in God. So they're two mutually exclusive belief systems, right? Okay, Russell, do this shit, right? This is good. But I do like the weird controller things in the background. It's a bit
cast good actors and actresses in parts that they're actually a great match for,
exactly.
And let them flex those muscles and show the abilities that, in the case of Archie Punjab, has spent 20, nearly 30 years refining across multiple movies and TV shows.
And you know, you can tell it. How long was she in the last episode for? Like 30 seconds?
If that.
Completely nailed the character of the Rani. Like, there's 100% with no effort whatsoever.
And she's not even in the leather jacket yet either.
Exactly. It was body language, and it just a great job, right? Really good. And I wasn't able to say this of pretty much anything last year. I hated Boom, which was basically everyone's favorite episode. Where is this? Where's this museum?
In Peterborough. I think that's the one we did. I think we did a feature on that on Type 40 Live a couple of weeks ago.
This Dalek is rare. The pilot for Dalek Invasion is Dalek Invasion Earth or The Chase?
Yeah, that would be.
That is a rare Dalek because they hadn't finished painting it. I think the first episode it was in, so it has a slightly different livery in the first episode as opposed to the second episode. Man, they got the Emperor Dalek there. That is gorgeous. Wow,
spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, and that mask for the Destroyer was one of the best practical effects they had in Classic Who. I love. Oops, excuse me. I love the. Oops, sorry. Was it where the lip curled upwards? Right. Really, it was just great work.
And they put water through it as well to make it look like he was drooling.
I saw this at Longleat one year. It was a really good exhibition that year. But this space station was also excellent.
Oh, there's Jeff.
Where's Jeff? Who's Jeff?
Jeff, the guy with the white beard. That's Jeff Cummins. We had him on the show.
He helped set it up.
Yeah,
look at the cyber logo there. It's fantastic.
One of Britain's best illustrators and commercial artists over the last 40 or 50 years. That man, the amount of things he's done. Right. But you would have no idea it was the same guy who did those Target covers because he didn't get to sign a lot of his stuff. Fantastic artist.
Is this the original console or is this a
no? It was made to exact specifications by a bunch of students at a university.
Did a good job because it's not the one they use in Adventure in Time and Space.
No, I was convinced it was, but no,
the one they use is much whiter. I always thought that was fascinating because the original prop was green, right? So they got a thing about what's they got the wheel in space? It comes with this. This is the holy value with this month's Doctor Who magazine. This Target novelization from 50 years ago.
Yeah, I was a bit scornful of them doing this and putting the book in the bag because you're effectively paying for the book. I've already got the book.
The book, yeah. Oh look, Shooting Girl was playing something gay. That's so weird. You would never expect that. David Tennant, Russell Tovey. But have you seen the trailer for the new Matt Smith movie?
No.
That looks really good.
Darren
Aronofsky and stars Austin Butler, who was in Master of the Air and Doom.
He was Elvis.
What?
He was Elvis Presley in the.
Yeah. He's good in everything I see him in.
Yeah.
Like he's a real future movie star as long as he takes the Tom Cruise route. Right before he came on, I was previewing seeing Mission Impossible. I've got to see Mission Impossible tomorrow. Right.
Oh,
so
cool.
I didn't mean to. I did a 40 minutes a segment on Mission Impossible and firstly how much I like it, but also looking at just how hard he's selling this movie. Right, I have so much respect for that.
He gets out there, doesn't he, and flogs his wares hard.
He does indeed. Not really interested in the comics anymore. Again, if you get a good Doctor, I think it could turn everything around. I really do. Burn him. I think I'm on board for that. Evolution of the Dalek. I like the Art Deco and the Daleks. Yeah, I think that, but other than that, this was a bit of a swing and a miss. What do you think?
Yeah, I remember it being very thin, very silly stuff. Which, again, usually I don't mind Doctor Who when it's like that. But considering this was effectively a sequel to Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, because the Dalek story kind of picks up.
Right, yeah.
It was nowhere near good enough. I still don't understand.
I mean, the thing that really killed it was that. I'm sorry. It just didn't work.
No.
Never mind. I have zero. There's zero chance I'm buying this. Fantastic colorization, terrible edit. It's like literally made me nauseous. The edit. You cannot watch it. I mean, you probably can. You probably bought it.
Well, I will. I bought the last one, but it's still in its cellophane. I will rewatch these, and I do like them. Yeah.
Honestly, this one, it gave me a headache. Right, where again, I watched one of the Pete Matine cuts or Cunning Monkey. Fantastic, right? They flow really, really nicely. So new Doctor Who books out. Emily Cook's this one, written by Hannah Ferguson. Don't know who she is. And then they got Jack Heath, I think, has done a 9th Doctor Rose and Frankenstein book apparently. Hook, I listened to the first episode, first couple of episodes, just couldn't work for it. I couldn't get into it. Glad I didn't buy it. Haven't been able to get into any of these as yet. This one annoys me because I really like Jonathan Carey as a War Doctor. I think he's a really good. But this whole set, it's like he's not the War Doctor. He's like the X-Files.
Yeah.
Some weird investigator. I don't know. Great cover. I am so done with Dark Gallifrey. They pissed that one. They really screwed that one up, right? Dark Gallifrey really could have been an epic thing, and it just petered out, sadly. I'm not really interested in Bambera's unit, so I can't see me getting that. Someone's talking about so it was Luke who was talking about the what's his name? Derek Jacobi Master Range. Right? It's really good. That one generally, so I haven't got the last few box sets, but up until a while that was really good.
I mean, I'm thrilled that they've got Angela Bruce back as Bambera, and yet I get when they announce these people, when they announce people from the past, and then they say, "Oh, we've got them," and then I get excited, and then I start reading the blurb, and my enthusiasm is normally completely drained by paragraph 3 at the absolutely latest.
Yeah,
I don't know that was a memorable character. Angela Bruce, again, British character actress. She's been around since the mid-70s on Angels. She's terrific. She can do anything. they should lift this character right up. If anything, I hate to say this because I do think that Gemma Redgrave is a consummate actress in many respects. They should put Bambera on the TV as the head of unit. Angela Bruce is
still
so
be
much
great.
better.
That would be great. That would really work. Oh, I would enjoy that.
The nation love her. People whether they recognise her from Angels when she was a kid, or from Red Dwarf where she was the parallel world lister, or
I
classic
remember that.
Doctor Who fans, or the stuff she did on soaps, or when she was the counsellor in Only Fools and Horses, the one with the Batman and Robin episode. People love her, and they
recognise her, and they're what's wrong with her in it. But I think I am going to get this box set though. Tom Baker, it's hard to say no to. The last couple of box sets I didn't get, but this one looks quite good. Weeping Angels, no, leave me alone. Seventh Doctor faces the Weeping Angels in the latest event. I don't know. Which one's he featured? Which is Seventh Doctor? I don't see the box set. Oh, must be this one. Fast forward. I'm just so not interested.
I have to be honest. If it's not Michael Troughton, Tim Treloar, or Stephen Noonan, the Big Finish stuff, I lose for some reason. Even the Tom Baker stuff.
Jonathan Carey as well is pretty good. Okay, and next issue is out on on 19th of June. I'm really convinced it's Billy Piper is a doctor or whoever. Jimmy Cranky is the doctor.
It'll be the revelation of the we'll all have seen the regeneration by then, won't we? But yeah, it will be the kind of so and so is the doctor thing. They'll go for that right away.
I'm pretty sure.
And they might have some exclusive photographs as well, I would say.
I would hope so, right? I would hope so. Are you on tonight? You are on tonight.
We are on tonight. We are on in an hour's time. So yes, this is what we're doing. And this is where we're doing it. Everybody, hold your horses. Where are we there? Yeah, this is where we are and what we're doing. More leather, more raunch, and more banter, more news, views, rants, and raves on Type 40 Live later on. A panel coming on, including a guest panelist we haven't had on for a little while. So this is going to be good. This is going to be a riot as ever. There'll be fan art, there'll be nostalgia, and there'll be funny clips and everything else. So yeah, please come and join in. Come and have your say, and we'll shave a few more hours off the time between here and the beginning of the finale.
Well, you have a thing you always say. If you have the time, we have what is it? Because I always think you can say we have the energy, but you never say it. What is that?
We always have the time if you have the space.
If you have the space, there you go. Anyway, that is in the scant 1 hour later. So I would suggest, go and brush your teeth, get ready, gird your loins, because
I'm gonna go and spray my pits, sort myself out.
I don't know what that means, and I don't want to know what that means.
Very wise. I'll probably see you on Saturday, my friend. But thanks for having me on.
With that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again.